Good morning, soul family. My name is Jason, and you're watching Ray of Light Tarot. This is going to be the Taurus Soulmate general reading for the month of March 2020. Here we go. It's March of 2020, guys. What about that? Like, is time literally flying for you guys the way it is for me in my life? It's kind of incredible, you know? I mean, it seems like I was just Christmas shopping, and it's now we're a quarter of the way through 2020. We are literally a quarter of the way through 2020, and we're just keeping on going. So it's just remember, I saw a sign today on my way home from the gym, and the sign said, "Live as if your future self is watching." And so that to me really speaks to pursuing your dreams and really going after what your heart's desires, sort of with reckless abandon and no holds barred. It's really important to do that. So I feel Taurus, Taurus is an energy that can be very, yeah, I know a lot of people, I know guys, I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for the Taurus reading. I appreciate your patience. I'm really putting a concerted effort to not only get my readings out on time and get them done, but I'm even going to start trying to do two zodiac readings a month instead of monthly, do bi-weekly. So we'll see how that goes. I haven't even finished all of the zodiac for March 2020 yet, so we'll see. I've got a lot of exciting things I'm going to try to unveil for this spring and summer, so it's going to be really, really fun. Pesky blinder, lovely to see your broadcast. Thank you. It is a pesky blinder, whatever that is. I'm using the, no, I'm doing the, this is the Taurus. Check the title, guys. This is the Taurus Zodiac Soulmate reading for the month of March. I won't be doing live mini readings until tomorrow night for Hump Day. Because mostly today I've got a lot of, I've got like 5 personal readings I want to get done today to be caught up. So what we're going to do, thank you universe, thank you source, thank you spirit, thank you angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors. Thank you for allowing me to connect today to the energy of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and their soulmate for those who are most in need of healing guidance at this time. Thank you for connecting me to the heart space. Thank you for the clear, direct, and healing messages for them. So what I'm going to do, I don't understand anything you're saying, truly, Taylor. So what I'm going to do is start with the soulmate of Taurus, and then we'll go into the Taurus side. So this is first is the soulmate of Taurus. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Ashley. Just burned a little Palo Santo, so hopefully this will flow very nicely. Oh, I know what I was going to say. When it comes to a little bit of action-oriented energy and pursuing your dreams, Taurus, I feel it's so great because Taurus can tend to have that. Sometimes Taurus energy, if you have a great deal of Taurus energy in your chart, it can be it's a strong energy, but it's also a trudging energy. It can be kind of stubborn and slow moving. But once it gains momentum in something, that's when it's like a bull, right? Like a bull in a china shop, really just pushing through. So that's what I feel like is happening, Taurus. You have a real strength here. You may not have that quicksilver type of energy like some signs do. But once you get your energy up and once you get momentum behind what you're doing, then you can even beat us out. Those signs like me that have, a little bit of quicksilver energy to them, that are always kind of moving and shaking. You get that energy and that momentum built up, and boy, you're a force to be reckoned with. So just be aware of that and know that that's where you're at right now. It can be a little frustrating when you're in the building phase or where you're sort of building the momentum, so to speak, but it is building. And I think by the end of March, you're really going to start to see things moving really quickly and in the right direction. So just kind of be patient, like I said, and let it build up the way it needs to and in a very organic manner so that it will flow the same way. Okay, that's really, really important. Okay, so let's see. Soulmate of Taurus, what are you up to in March of 2020? Soulmate of Taurus, March of 2020. I'm using the Cosmic Tarot. I've been kind of had my hands in this deck a little bit recently, so we'll see what it is. The Magician card flew out. That is Gemini and Virgo energy. Gemini and Virgo make a very strong combination when it comes to like creativity and expansive material wealth energy. The Magician is a card of like getting what you want and knowing that you have the ability to get what you want. So that's a great card. You need to stop allowing anxieties, Soulmate of Taurus, to get in your way. There's a little bit of energy of isolation, and it feels like it's self-imposed isolation, like maybe you're doing this to yourself, and that's not good. You're on a path of victory. Again, just like with your Taurus soulmate, this is the soulmate of Taurus, but just like with your Taurus soulmate, it's important, soulmate of Taurus, to kind of be patient here. You've got the Seven of Pentacles as your overriding energy, and this is about patience. It's also about being patient and having a sort of a joyful attitude to go with that. You don't want to be some person who's been patient but has had a negative attitude about it, because that's not really being patient. I was talking about the true sort of patience. It has to do with trust, because if you're waiting but you're not trusting, then you might as well not be waiting on something. When you're waiting patiently, that means you're trusting in God, your higher power, source energy, to deliver you whatever it is that you're waiting for. And that's what this is about. It's about having patience and trust. The Hierophant is here, and that's a major arcana. And that suggests to me that what's happening in your life is all happening according to divine will, divine timing, and it's a divine plan. You started off with the Magician. This, again, soulmate of Taurus. The energies can flip in a soulmate reading, especially when you pull for both sides. So if this is you, Taurus, then the other side should be your soulmate. But with this Magician energy, there's a lot of synchronicities happening here. The main thing, if you're the soulmate of Taurus and this represents you, that you want to not let happen is this self-imposed isolation seems to be bringing about some anxiety within you, or at least around you. You've almost, in an unintentional sense, invited in some real anxious and unpleasant energy. So just be aware of that and don't let it get the better of you. You need to really shift out of that, because you're on the path of victory. You have the Six of Wands here smack dab in the middle of the reading, and that is a card of victory. It does, to me, represent there's a need for you to take a little bit more action. You've been kind of, you see the lion there, the Leo energy, that energy of it's not so much about action, it's about getting out there, coming out of this sort of isolation energy and being seen. Leo is a sign and an energy that's very social, that's about being seen and attracting positive energy. It's a very surface energy, right? It's not about deep soul stuff so much as it is about beauty, physical beauty, feeling good, feeling attractive, feeling your energy is attracting others, and that your aesthetic is very pleasant to look at. Whatever that energy that works for you is, and even if it doesn't work for you, practice it, work on that energy, because that's going to bring you out of that isolation and help you to. That's the one tool that the Magician has not perfected at his table. You've got to really perfect that energy of knowing how to bring things into you, okay? You know how to put the work in, you know how to meditate, you know how to get centered, but you're not so comfortable in social settings and putting yourself out there to the public. Well, you got to get comfortable with that, because that's a big piece to those. You got 4 cornerstones of a building you're trying to build here, right? This is a metaphor. You got 3 cornerstones are strong and intact, but that 4th cornerstone is weak. It's got to be strengthened. So you've got to practice that. That's your path to victory. Okay, see that lion back there? It's screaming at me. It's saying, pay attention to me, look at me, admire me, adore me. And so if you're the lion and you're needing to be adored, well, it's just like everything else in life. For some reason, you're needing to be adored here, soulmate of Taurus. Well, you've got to learn how to make yourself adorable. So if you don't feel adored, it's all within you. That doesn't come from other people. That comes from inside you and your faith and your belief. It's not narcissistic. It's an element. That element exists in narcissism, yes, but that's not what narcissism is. Narcissism is a deep flaw. This is about confidence, okay? This is a healthy thing, not an unhealthy thing. It's okay to look at yourself in the mirror sometimes and feel good, okay? That in and of itself does not make you a narcissist, guys. People, we're at a time in our society where that's become a big word, narcissist. And people are afraid to be confident almost. They're afraid to have a little bit of self-esteem. No. They're not the same thing. There are healthy boundaries and healthy limitations, but there's something missing here for you guys. You've got to embrace this energy of feeling good about yourself and attracting good attention. I mean, the Hierophant is looking at this. The Hierophant is sort of that energy of this is the soul path. This is your destiny. This is supposed to happen. To me, what it's saying is the key to your victory, soulmate of Taurus, is you've got to embrace this energy of feeling good about yourself and letting people know you feel good about yourself. You know, humility is a beautiful thing, being humble. It is a beautiful thing, right? But it's not, uh, it's not the only thing, right? Well said in the narcissist. Well said in the narcissist. Okay, whatever. Truly Taylor, stop commenting or I'm going to block you because you've put 3 comments up and none of them make sense to me. So just, if you want to stay in here, zip it. So anyway, guys, this path to victory for you guys, it is very much about strengthening all 4 cornerstones. So be aware of how to do it, okay? That's the key. And then look at this, just a confirmation of what we're just talking about here. You've got the 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords is, again, energy about healing, okay? Energy of healing and energy of, it's a healing and a convalescence that's taking place over time. And it's almost, again, this is an outcome energy, but also Soulmate of Taurus. This is a sort of an underlying energy, much like the 7 of Pentacles here. So there's an energy of patience and also an energy of healing and convalescing that is taking place over a period of time. Don't be afraid to step into your power. And you don't have to come out and be like the sun and, you know, look at me, look at me. No, it's about doing what feels uncomfortable. So if you're a little uncomfortable stepping into that self-confidence, do it in a slow way. Take those small steps and it's not about, don't worry about being afraid. You know, the fear is okay. Step into the fear just a little bit. You don't have to leap into the fire where you're so, you know, terrified that you're going to go into shock. Just dip your toe in. Step out of your comfort zone a little bit each day, and you're making great progress. Okay, I like this for you guys, though. Soulmate of Taurus. Now we're going to look at Taurus now on their side and see what they're doing. A lot of times with these deep soulmate connections, there's such an interesting mirroring that happens that it's just really, really exciting to watch how the readings unfold. And you see mirroring, and it's not always obvious mirroring, but it's really beautiful. Right, bust through those comfort zones. And sometimes you can't bust through them, but if you can just push it, you know, just move the line a little bit, okay? Just slowly turn up the temperature. Let's see what Taurus is doing the month of March. Thanks for being here, guys. Thank you. Please give the video a thumbs up if you would be so kind. I appreciate the support. And yeah, somebody was asking about live minis. I will be on tomorrow night to do some live minis, which is Wednesday hump day. We do hump day minis. What's the overall for Taurus? Okay. So Taurus, what you're doing here, which is, you know, can be kind of tough. Taurus is in a little bit of an energy of conflict. So it feels mostly like this is inner conflict. For some of you, it probably is to do with your soulmate, like you may be actually going through. Now, there's 3, the tough thing about general readings is a lot comes through, and sometimes it competes to come through. So I'm going to acknowledge all 3 things that I'm getting here with this. For some of you, this is inner conflict, and you're going through some real, you know, difficult things because you got this same 9 of Swords as your soulmate. So there's a mirroring there where you're just really going through it as far as anxieties. Okay, that's some of you. Another part of you, and this could be an also for the same of that are going through this. You're going through this with a partner, with your soulmate. There's some conflict, and it's growing pains in the relationship. And then even a third group of you. You have your soulmate that you want to be with, and then this conflict is with the person you're actually with. Some of you are living with a partner, a spouse, someone that the relationship's kind of been over for a long time, but one or both of you has been hanging on and, you know, letting yourself get manipulated, maybe brought back based on nostalgia or guilt or security. You know, it's really easy to stay in a situation for a long time, even a situation that's not right for you because, you know, certain things keep you there and bring you back. And then you end up not leaving until it's really way past its expiration date, and it's really painful, and there's a lot of anger and resentment. It's better to leave before it gets to that point because you will take that anger and resentment out on other people in your life who don't deserve it. You know, you'll have other people come in who just want to love you, and you will literally take that anger and resentment out on them because it's being pushed in your face by the person you're stuck with. So be careful of that if that's for either of you. You've also got the Chariot in reverse, and that means that you know, something is stopping you from moving forward. And, you know, it's okay. The world in reverse is well behind that. These are major arcana, and this is a major slowdown. So just be aware of that, guys. Yeah, the energy can flip. Just know that with these readings. But be aware there's a major slowdown here in going after your heart's desire, and it's actually causing some bitterness. Now, it's okay. Like these things, you're still going to get, don't be, you're still going to get where you need to go. But don't be afraid to be brave here. You know, I know it's hard and I know it's scary and you have to make sacrifices. But if you're not happy, something's got to give, right? So you've got the Three of Pentacles, Taurus. Again, this came out in reverse. You're building, you're trying to complete this circle, right? You see how this is trying to be completed. And I was talking about this with someone, I think in a mini reading the other day. Don't stop building just because your soulmate's not here building with you, right? Your family, your home, your future, keep building it, right? You're on a great path and you've got to be brave. You're still building. Something has caused you to stop or to sort of cease. A lot of it has to do with fear. Look at all these swords flying through and coming in. Your soulmate had the same card. There's mirroring in the fear. When you connect to a soulmate, especially a twin soul, someone that you know you have a destiny with, and it doesn't always mean a destiny where you're going to be like romantic or married. It can be a destiny of a business partner. Like I think of, I read about twin souls. John Lennon and Paul McCartney, I think, may have been twin souls. Okay, and they weren't gay, they weren't a couple, but it was an intense relationship that intensely changed both of them, and they had a connection all of their lives, and probably still do, to, you know, even with one of them out of body. Twin souls is not always romantic, but when you have that connection, you have such a shared energy, right? Even in human form in separate bodies, you don't want the fear to be the thing you're sharing right now. Whenever you're sharing in a fear-based energy, that's when things get stagnant and stop growing. So just be aware of that, okay, guys? You don't want to give this too much power. The good news, ready for the good news? Major arcanas galore. You've got the Empress, the Sun, Temperance, and a Two of Cups outcome card. So woohoo, you are on the path to some really good stuff. Now, another aspect of this, Taurus, that you should, that's part of the reason there's so much fear and anxiety, because I think a lot of you can feel, you can feel that with just a few changes and a few little tweaks, you've got major goodness and blessings coming into your life, and it's going to feel, whoa, it's going to feel good, right? So get excited about it and really start to welcome in that energy and that sort of that success, expansive energy. I mean, the Sun, such a beautiful card. And in this case, yes, the Sun is that masculine energy of sort of clarity of purpose and happiness, but this is also about the inner child. Look at this little kid here. Little Lord Fauntleroy in his coveralls and his little golden blonde hair is quite the spoiled little brat, right? No. Seriously, what this is about is connecting to your inner child. Connect to that space inside of you that we none of us, I don't care what you've been through. And some of us have been through hell on earth, right? To look at us, you may not know on the outside what we've been through on the inside. Some of us have been through hell on earth, especially as children. I don't care what you've been through, guys. This inner child, you can still connect to a moment where that inner child believed in love, believed in Santa Claus, believed in God, believed in heaven, believed in all these good things. And you've got to connect to that. That's going to lead you to your purpose and to the Sun. The separation you may be going through, the fear, all of those things, it's a timing balance. It's about energies being balanced and divine timing, okay? And there is shadow work here. Do you see the Sun is sort of split by that cloud? There's shadow work to be done. This, what you're experiencing, it's shadow work. Part of the reason you're in separation is because of this shadow work and how it needs to be done. So just be patient with yourself, with the other person involved, even with the person. If you're someone who's going through a separation from a partner or a spouse, be patient with them as well. You don't have to always end up someone's enemy. It doesn't have to be burning hot or freezing cold. There's a nice little happy middle there that you can find. And it's beautiful when you can actually manage to be friends with people just because it didn't work out. You know, there's a really nice energy there. And it does require being mature. It does require being able to truly forgive and not just give lip service to it. It does require to seek to see the best in someone rather than the worst. It's easy to love somebody at their best. You don't get a medal for that. It's really easy to love someone at their best. How good are any of us at loving someone at their worst? That's the question you need to ask yourself. And I can honestly say I have a lot of faults, but when I love someone, I love them at their worst just as much as their best, 100%. And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that's something that I know about myself to be true. I've got a lot of faults, big faults. That's not one of them. Two of Cups, guys, this is a soulmate connection that is 100% reciprocal, whether it's being shown that way or not, right? Whether you're experiencing that in a physical way, whether you're experiencing that in a communicative way or not. What are you looking at, Bentley? I swear there's like a ghost in my hallway. My dog is just like fixated on nothing. This energy is just really a confirmation that where you guys are headed, although right now you're in a shared energy of fear, it may not be fear of the same thing, Taurus. So your soulmate's fears and your fears, they could be manifesting in very different ways. The mirroring that goes on with twin souls and high-level soulmates, it's not really about having fear of the same things in the physical world, but it's about the basis in your soul, which is split in a twin soul. It's the basis is the same basic energy. So you've got this same basic fear and it's causing deep anxiety. And there's a tendency actually in both parties in this, there's a tendency to isolate. Hey, good morning, all natural Rebecca. There's a tendency to isolate, okay? And that's in both of you. You both tend to isolate in different ways. So just be aware of that, because when you're aware of it, you can do something about it, right? It's like Oprah always says, when we know better, we do better. Not always, but usually when we know better, we do better. So know better, do better. Let's all do that. Whatever this conflict energy is, that's sort of like the subtext of your entire storyline for March, just know that you are coming out of it. You're moving into a good place. And okay, Julie Taylor, sorry about that. You're moving into a good place and it's going to get better. It's going to get better. You have to allow it to get better, to allow the chariot and the world to get upright and to actually come to conclusion. You have to get out of this internal conflict, this conflict with your partner or spouse, this conflict with your soulmate, whatever it all is, you've got to come out of it. And the best way to come out of it is to get focused on this inner child and the beliefs of the inner child before the trauma set in. Because, you know, even through the trauma when we're a child, you could have, when you're a 2-3-year-old child, a parent could be beating you. But every day you still get up until your spirit breaks. You still get up wanting them to love you. It's when your spirit breaks, that's when things start to change. But this is a representation of the inner child prior to spirit being broken in them. So that's very important to tap into that energy, tap into that focus on the sun, the clarity and what you truly desire, and be okay with the need for separation, moderation, so that things can be balanced out. That's what the Temperance card is here for. So we've got some really interesting energies, a lot of Pisces energies, a lot of Leo energies. Certainly there's Sagittarius energy here. Yeah, so that's what we got. Definitely Virgo and Gemini came out, and the Magician on the other side. So I hope this reading did give you a little bit of guidance and resonation. I'm going to pull an Archangel card for guidance for you guys as well for the month of March. So let's hope that can help you as well. I'm going to try to get up the, let's see, we've got Leo and Virgo. I'm going to try to get those up today too. And then I should do Libra tomorrow. I know a lot of Libras are waiting on the Libra reading. If you need to book a personal reading, the information is in the description of the video. The way to book is you send payment for the reading, and in the notes or for section of the video, put your contact information, your email, phone number, or whatever, so I can schedule you or get your questions for the reading. And most readings being booked right now will be done within about a week, week and a half. We're getting caught up again, so it's not too long a wait. Lives can be scheduled out this week. Like if you book today, I should have opening for an actual live scheduled like by Thursday or Friday. So you've got Archangel Sandalphon with the energy of love, and Archangel Zaphkiel, the energy of ecstasy. Like I said, you guys, that's where the hesitation is. You guys are right here on the cusp of some amazing energy. You too, Rebecca. Don't let this hesitation bother you too much, because you're on the cusp of some amazing, amazing, amazing energy. It's good stuff. Look, love and ecstasy, Sandalphon, Zaphkiel. Pull these archangels in. Allow them to do their job, right? They're going to do their job. They're helping you. Because remember, it's not really about us or me or that person or this thing. It's about how these experiences and this expansion and this learning on this earth plane is going to affect all the energy around us and what it's going to do. We're out here creating some amazing things in this leading edge time-space reality. So let's all get on board and try to enjoy it. It's not that serious. It's not that heavy, guys. It's really not. It's really not. We are the creators of our reality. So let's create some good stuff. Love, ecstasy. Sounds good to me. Doesn't it sound good to you? Love and ecstasy? I like it. Me likey. All right, guys, you have a great day. And join us tomorrow night, Wednesday, Humpity Dumpity Day at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for some mini readings. Okay? Love you guys. Namaste.